can I park here somewhere? I don't know. Here it's fine? Okay, thank you. Do you know there's a guy here that does some welding? Yeah, I think his name is Elin. Yeah, I need my roof done. He can do that? Okay, okay, thank you. Yeah, you see this? There's hole all over the place here. A rusty hole. So do you think this guy can fix that? He's not capable? They told me he is. Okay, I'll try him. Well, yeah. My today's project. We gotta fix this leading edge on the roof, because it's all rust. Like I said before, I can't wait to put my hands on this car. I want to start working on it, but there are so many projects on the line, so I don't know when I will be able to do that. But actually now it's a good time, because I don't have parts for the second overdrive that I am assembling. I need the bearings and they're still not here. The 73 TR6 is supposed to come back from paint, but it's still not here. I have some things to do on my 66 Spitfire, but it is not here. It is in my home, and there I can't do any work on it. So these are gonna be spring projects, and there's nothing else. So I was talking last night to Chef Tash, and he said, why don't you start on the GT6? And I said, yeah, but I wanted to start with the frame and the suspension, and like, you know, it's a ground up restoration. And he said, yeah, but why don't you just do the lip, the front lip of the roof? And that was actually a very good idea. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today. It's not gonna be a ground up restoration, it's gonna be roof down restoration. But that's fine, as long as it is restoration, right? So that's today's project. I need to take out everything from inside. You will see when I start pulling them out. And I also have to remove the headliner from inside. But that's fine, as long as we start from somewhere. Move out of the way! Okay. Okay, here's an advice. When you're removing the steering wheel, undo the knot, but then put it back and turn it just maybe one turn or two turns, so it holds the steering wheel there. Otherwise, you're risking of breaking your nose. Okay, I'll spray some PB Blaster inside, and I'll wait until it penetrates a little bit, and in the meantime I'm gonna start undoing the sun visors, the headliner and stuff like that. No mouse poop so far, so that's good. I'm trying to keep the headliner in one piece so I can use it as a pattern and make new one. Finally, all the sides are peeled from all over the windows and hatches and windshield, and now I just have to remove the bows. And for those of you who don't know how the headliner is staying there are these wire bows that go right where the stitches are. You know how you have lines on the headliner? That's where you have the bows, and they are just held here to the side of the car, so I just have to unhook them. Okay. And that's it. Now the next one. Okay. And I'm surprised how well does the insulation look up there. Apart from the mice nests, everything else is fine. Let's look at it from closer. Yeah, the ceiling doesn't look bad at all. Everywhere. So I'm gonna get rid of this insulation too, because I'm gonna put silver insulation at the end. But the ceiling looks amazing. I'm just concerned about here. I thought I was gonna have access here to the lip from inside, so I would be able to push out if I need to when I'm welding, but obviously I'm gonna have to work only on the outside, which is fine. We're gonna figure out something. And without the insulation, doesn't look bad at all. Let's see if the PB blaster did something, just to make sure that the nut is there. Ha! Unbelievable. Wow, it worked very well. Okay, so I'm gonna put the nut and all the parts inside, and remind me they are there, right? You're gonna remind me, right? You're not gonna forget. Okay, so all the parts are inside, and I'm gonna even take out those plastics from here. I don't wanna take them. So what's the idea here? They used to sell this whole repair section like this big, and you just cut it and replace it, and also this what should I call it, like a lip or molding that goes on top. But I looked around, I couldn't find the repair panel anywhere, so I'm just gonna have to repair small sections here. But the lip is available in Rimmer's Bros, or I'm gonna try to save this one. We'll see. If I can't save it, I'm gonna order it from Rimmer's Bros. But the repair panel is not available anymore anywhere, at least nowhere that I know of. So I'm gonna repair small sections like this big at a time, because I don't want to disturb the whole shape, and my idea is to start from the end, for example from here, cut out one piece, weld it back, and make sure that the shape is perfectly the same as it is, and only then cut the next piece. I'm not gonna cut everything at the time and then wonder how to bring it back to shape, because it's gonna be tricky. And this way I think I'm gonna be able to preserve the same shape here, because that's important, you know. It's one of the parts of the car that you can see very clear because it's the closest to the eyes, you know. So that's my idea. First I'm gonna try to cut the lip and remove it, and then we're gonna go from there. So I'm just gonna cut the lip here and on the other side, and we'll try to go it out. And then I'm gonna have to weld, of course, inside, but that's another story. So there we go, the first cut on our Anna. She's gonna be a beautiful girl, I know. This was the historical first cut. Oh, that's not gonna be that hard actually, yeah? I hope. Okay, let me cut the other side too. So there we go. I thought the rust was much higher, like here for example, but that's actually the only place where I have it so high. Everywhere else it's just on the corner there. So I can start repairing it now, section by section. Like I said, the only problem is now that this is all spot welded here, and I hate spot welds. But I have no choice, I have to start drilling them out, the spot welds, and replacing piece by piece there. Piece by piece you collected me. So I have this piece of sheet metal bent to pretty much this angle, and now I'm gonna be just cutting pieces, reshaping them to the shape that I need, cutting pieces here and replacing them. So that's the idea. I think I'm gonna start with a piece that goes here somewhere, because this is a pretty straight shape here. So just as a beginning I want something easy to get in shape. I think that's too high, maybe somewhere here. I don't need to go into the good metal, you know. Okay, so it's right where I wanted it, right? I hope you guys are wearing your safety goggles. I'm not talking about you, Mr. Plus. I know you are. It's actually pretty solid. Wow. How am I gonna cut this. It would be good if I had a plasma cutter, right? But I don't, so I need to cut somehow. Well, obviously I have to cut higher here and then weld it. There's no other option. Let's put this away before it falls inside. First rusty metal that came out of Anna. So I don't like drilling the spot welds, so I think I'm just gonna grind them. Okay, the first piece is out, and I have this repair piece for here. I clean the inside as much as possible with my tool. And I'm gonna shoot a little bit of primer inside, as much as I can, and also at the back of this piece. I shortened it a little bit. I was thinking to weld it first and then shorten it here, but actually I need to punch some holes for the spot welds, and my hole puncher won't fit if it's too long. So I'm gonna this primer is not weld through. For the next time I'm gonna buy weld through primer, but for now, when I'm welding, I'm gonna have to clean the paint from the hose so I can weld. And I'll show you how I do that. For those of you who don't know, I learned the trick from Jed Mutley. The welder wasn't used for a long time, and it looks like the gas took some time to arrive to the tip. So my first weld turned out horrible, but after that everything was fine. It is extremely important that the two pieces align perfectly, so we get a very nice weld. So that's why I'm taking my time aligning them and welding only when I'm sure that they are perfectly aligned. So here's the trick that I learned from Jed Mutley. There's this drill bit, which was ground flat, and now I can use it to remove the paint from the hose. And now I can weld. I'm just gonna grind this first weld because for some reason I made a mess there. And now I can finish welding the top side, and I'm not gonna weld either of these two vertical lines because I'm gonna weld this one when I cut the next piece. I put it there. I'm gonna weld top and this side, and I'm not gonna weld this side. And this way I'm gonna go this way, and this way I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna weld this line only when I replace this piece. Okay, one is done. It's not seamless, but almost there. When are my welding is gonna become seamless? Okay, so here I used the stretcher a little bit, just a little bit on this lip to make it curved like that, and this also gave a little curve like that, because here I noticed that was too straight, and here we have a little curve. And now this matches perfectly here, but I noticed also that when this matches there, this corner is further in than this corner and then this corner, so I'm gonna bring it a little bit out like that, and this means I'm gonna have to open it a little bit, the angle a little bit less sharp. And you see how it rocks now. This means it has a little bend in it, just a little. That is why I'm doing it in pieces, because I want every old piece and new piece to keep giving me this reference here for this line. Oops. Haha, talking about seamless welding, huh? This one became perfect. So you can see where the first one was, from here to here. But the second one, you can't even tell where the welding is. Wow, I'm getting better. So now I think I'm gonna go this way, because enough practicing on straight pieces. Now let's go and do something more complicated. And here we're gonna have to use the shrinker and stretcher, especially at the end, because you see the pieces are very curved, but it's gonna take more time preparing the pieces for welding, but we have to make them perfect before we weld them there, because it's much easier to fix them beforehand, right? So we're gonna do maybe a big one here, and then we're gonna start making smaller ones. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, this is gonna be handheld video, because I can put the tripod here. Now, you see, size-wise, it is perfect, but it needs a little curve. You see, because the two ends, now with one hand it's hard to align it, but when the two ends here and here are positioned well, then in the top, okay, it needs to have a little curve here. It needs to have a little curve right here, and this is what we're gonna do now. Come with me. You remember shrinker and stretcher, right? My assistant that Santa brought last Christmas to me. So this is shrinker, and stretcher is over there, because we are using it right now. So I'll show you now what I'm doing here. Okay, so we need a little curve this way, right? We need to curve it like that. This means that this piece needs to be stretched a little, and that's gonna give us this curve, and stretcher is gonna help us to do this now. Just a little. I can't see it, but I can feel it with my fingers, how it bends in my fingers. Okay, I think that's enough. You see how now we have a curve here? I don't know how to put it so you can see it, but let's see how it fits now. Yeah. Okay, I think that's perfect. And here it is welded up. and here it is ground. Almost seamless. So we keep going this way. Okay, before, sorry about the light and the reflections, but the metal is too shiny. And after, so we are halfway there and we are ready. The whole lip is done. Oh, we missed one patch. Oh my god. Okay, it's here. I just need to weld it in place and it is gonna be ready. And this time I'm serious, it is ready. Turned off most of the lights so you can see it better, but yeah, it looks like new, right? Of course it will need some body filler. I couldn't make it seamless, but with just a skim of body filler and a little bit of sanding, it's gonna look like new. Much better than what it was, right? So I just need to buy this lip. I don't think I'm gonna be able to reuse this one. It's not nice, so I'm gonna buy a new one. And that's it. I told you he was gonna fix my roof, right? He did, and he did a good job, right? Okay. See you later.